Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you here today on our Friday review, episode 1953 of the Cabral Concept. If you want to check out all of the research, the show notes, the book links, the product reviews, and so much more, you can follow along right now at stephencabral.com/1953. So much to bring you this week. Really excited to get into the show. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to dive right in. Again, I've got some great book reviews for you today, product reviews, and also two interesting research studies that I want to make sure that I share with you. But first, I always give you the updates from the week, and I want to make sure you do not miss this one. Right now, we are preparing as a global health community to do our summer detox. This is the detox that we do to basically transition from spring, which we did our detox the last week of March, first week of April, and now going into the first week of July. Believe it or not, it's been 12 weeks. This is the one that a lot of people look forward to because not only is it going to help you get that much healthier, that's the whole point of a functional medicine detox. Now, so many people still believe, and they make all sorts of videos about the detox myth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but they literally have no idea that your body cannot filter or detoxify every single toxin you're exposed to on a daily basis. And for anyone that doesn't believe this, all you need to do is run an environmental toxicity test. And it's just 10 mLs of urine. That's it. It's a small at-home lab test that you can do, run by an independent lab that you mail in and you get your results. I have had the pleasure of seeing thousands or tens of thousands of these one particular lab, and no one comes back completely clean. This was written about decades ago by a very skeptical journalist that I talked about in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, where they only ran 400 analytics or analytes. And they found that this person had about 200. I mean, we're talking about such a large amount. So again, this is new to a lot of people, but not new within the functional medicine world. So the goal is that these issues, these metals, these contaminants, phthalates, triclosan, xylenes, etc., you don't have to know what they are, but they come from all the man-made chemicals that we make. And there's now over 100,000 man-made chemicals. You're not exposed to all of them, but you very well could be exposed to a couple hundred on a daily basis. So what happens is these get stored in our fat or in our brain, and they could in the future lead to Alzheimer's, dementia, ALS, autoimmune issues, and many more. And we're seeing the correlations. So our job is on a 12-week basis every quarter. We don't have to overly worry about it on a daily basis. Of course, we want to make better lifestyle choices, but we want to be able to remove as much as we can by ramping up what's called phase 1 and phase 2 liver detox. Not only is it the healthiest thing that I've seen people do inside of my practice now for about a decade, I love being able to share this with people. There's not even a lot of cost to it. Like, that's the thing too. There's not a big expense to this. You're essentially getting your first 2 days of meals, and I have that in air quotes because it's liquid fasting those first 2 days to ramp up autophagy. And then you're getting all of your breakfast provided for you. So again, I don't think that this is overly burdening in terms of a cost or expense too. But again, I understand that. I get it. But I have not seen anything work better. If you just to choose one thing for your wellness, one thing for weight loss, or one thing for anti-aging, I don't know what else would be more all-encompassing than a functional medicine detox. I formulated one for Equilife to be easier to complete. Way back in the day, around 2010, 2011, I'm using about 11 different products, 12 different products, and it worked great. But it's so much easier when you can combine all those 12 products into 3 products. And so that's exactly what we do. So we are starting our quarterly detox, again, as a global health community, people in Australia, New Zealand, all over Europe, Canada, again, Africa, all over the entire world will be completing this detox. And it's typically thousands of people at any one time. So I'm excited to welcome everyone in, and we'll be doing that. The official announcement is June 21st. That is, again, you could do it after that. That's okay. You can do it after 4th of July weekend. But we purposely chose a little bit earlier this year on June 21st. And the reason is it will then end on, and I'm looking at my calendar. I've got a big wall calendar on my wall. June, it will end the 27th. Okay. So that allows you then 6 days before the July 4th weekend. If you're in the US and you're celebrating that weekend, I know I will be. I'll be having friends and family up starting on Friday. So I wanted to make sure that it ended that's 5 days before that Friday. And it's a great way, again, to really kick off the summer. So if your goal is getting healthier, my goal is to maintain health and continue to kind of push back that aging-based process. But for many people, they're looking to lose weight. Again, it's not my goal anymore. I lost the weight that I wanted to through health-based practices. But this is the easiest way to be able to lose 5+ pounds in 7 days if that's a goal of yours. And if you don't want to lose weight, you'll lose a couple pounds and you can choose to just gain that right back after the detox is over. And that's what I do. So that's easy enough. And of course, you're always welcome to do a 14 or 21 day if that's your choice to get healthier or to lose even more weight the healthy way. So that is that. Again, that begins if you want to do it with the whole community. We all chat, motivate each other at cabralsupportgroup.com. That's a completely free private Facebook group. If you're like me, I use Facebook only for the groups. I don't post anywhere else, but you're welcome to use Facebook just like I do for these particular support groups. Easy way, great way to do it. You don't have to share any additional information there. So again, I would love for you to join me. And right now over at Equal Life, we really want you to join with friends and family because it's so much better to do it as a group. We'll have groups of 10 family members join together and do this detox. And I know we have a lot of people doing that right now. So we're doing a buy 3, get 1 free, which takes that detox down to, I think my team sent over $65 a person. I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal deal. So if you just split this with 4 people and you were each to do a 7-day, it would be $65 for the week. And again, that takes care of your first 2 days of eating, all your breakfast for the week, all the mid-afternoon snacks are going to be provided, which is the daily nutritional support shake. So I can't recommend enough. I mean, I really can't. It's why we guarantee it. Again, if you don't like it, understood. Like, not an issue at all. I have no problem with that. My goal is to get people healthier, help them lose weight the healthiest way possible, and to live longer, stronger. So that's going on right now over at equi.life. That's EQUI.LIFE. Check it out for the details. All right, podcast recap for the week before we get into our book review of the week. A great book, by the way. Why are so many people unhappy? That was the title of the show for episode 1949. So I really went over that, and it's a pretty straightforward, simple reason. I put aside in this show actual mental health-based disorders, and when I went over the general malaise, the general blahs as to why people are feeling that way. And so I do hope that you check out that show. Again, all shows are at stephencabral.com/podcast. Episode 1950 was all about the differences between collagen peptides, and gelatin, and which one is best. So we went through that. Episode 1951 was all about female hormone balancing males. So if you're a male and you are trying to help out female clients or a female in your life, really great show to tune into. And of course, if you're a female and you are dealing with high levels of androgen, imbalanced blood sugar especially, this is a great show. All right, Thursday's show was fast versus slow weight loss exercises. I actually take an unbiased approach here and give you my recommendations if you want to lose weight quickly. However, what not to neglect for the long run, which is actually better off. All right, so that was yesterday. It was episode 1952. Today, of course, 1953. All the show notes will be there. And let's dive into that book review of the week. So this week's book review of the week is Limitless: Upgrade Your Brain, Learn anything faster and unlock your exceptional life. This is by Jim Kwik. I've known about Jim Kwik for many, many years now, but I had the pleasure of meeting him at I wouldn't say it was a tiny gathering, but there was about 50 of us out in Arizona about 3 weeks ago. And again, I had the pleasure of chatting with Jim and talking with him about all of his different work. And this was essentially a group of 50 health founders that got together, networked, share ideas, share dinners together. It was amazing, amazing group. And anyway, I learned more about Jim and his work there. I had heard about his book, but I hadn't read it yet. So he gave me a copy of it. This is my actual copy from the event. And I've already read it, and it's a fantastic book. Again, he's an exceptionally bright individual. And believe it or not, we have this, we of course learned it from those before us, but he goes through, and I wanted to share this with you. He goes through my exact steps for how to improve your rate of speed reading. Now, he is much more of an expert on general learning, how to learn faster, how to retain more information. He's one of the foremost authorities, I would say, on that. That is his life's work. We share in common how we both learn to speed read. So there's a specific formula. I've gone through it on the podcast before. You're welcome to listen to my podcast on speed reading. But he also outlines that beginning on page 237. And I actually dog-eared that as well. Really interesting. And you can check it out there, essentially going through timing yourself to see how fast you read now. And then being able to read more, because reading literally, your brain and reading is like a muscle. So the more you read, the faster you read naturally. I told you this before, but it used to take me 3 minutes to read a single page. So books would take forever to read. And, that's kind of frustrating because you have so many books or so much information you want to learn, and you can't learn it. You can't learn it fast enough. You can learn it, of course, but it takes you a month or so to read a book. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. And I actually recommend that 1 book a month. But what if you could read 2, right? That's pretty fantastic. So now you got the information from 24 brilliant authors out there instead of 12 a year. I think that's pretty great. So Jim goes through the different steps, which I'll just outline for you right now. And again, this book is so much more than speed reading. I don't want you to think this is a speed reading book. This is a book on learning. So what he goes through, though, is essentially using a guide. So it could be your finger, or I used to use a piece of paper. So it would cover everything except the line that I was essentially reading. As I would move down, that would improve my focus. And then from there, you go about basically not reading every word inside your head, called sub-vocalization. So you can't, if you want to read faster, you can only read as fast as you can speak the words in your head. Again, called subvocalization. He goes into that. I didn't know the word was actually subvocalization, but there's a name for it. It means basically just talking to ourselves in our head by reading the words. So there's that part. And then the last part, which is truly how you begin to speed read, is you don't see individual letters. You see whole words, or he doesn't get too deep into this, but it's called photo reading. It's blocks of text. So basically tracing the words, then peripheral vision, trying to read the whole line, except just the last word or two at the end, because your mind will fill in the blanks. And then you get into reading, instead of letters, you read blocks of words, almost like an image. And that's how you get to read books like this, which I read in 90 minutes. So that doesn't seem possible. I understand that. I get it. And very dense textbook material, you're not going to be able to speed read through at a rapid rate, but you'll certainly be able to read at least 2-3x the speed. So anyway, you will find out how to do it, and I give this book a definite thumbs up recommendation. I'll link it up in the show notes. This is the newest version, I know that. All right. Next up is our product review of the week. We've been talking a lot about female hormones and how do we help with androgens, meaning high testosterone levels in women, or symptoms of oily skin, acne, facial hair growth or body hair growth, or coarser hair, or hair loss on the top of the head for women as well. Well, one of the ways that you aid in that, while of course running something like the stress hormones, mood and metabolism test, or the Big 5 labs, that's what you want to do ideally, is you begin to use nutrients like saw palmetto, nettles or stinging nettles, pygeum, and then balancing nutrients such as zinc and selenium in here, which is also good for the thyroid. So this product is called T-Quench, and I want to make sure that you've heard about it before. T-Quench. And what this does is, well, it's basically allowing you to naturally lower the androgen conversion to dihydrotestosterone for men. So for men, it's great for a healthy prostate. It's great for helping with hair loss. Great. And for women, essentially, we're not worried about the prostate, but we are worried about a lot of the male characteristics or more higher testosterone women, which again leads to that acne, oily skin, hair loss on the top of the head, deepening of the voice, coarser hair, etc. Exceptional product. We've been using this again for years. We brought it online now for Equilife to be able to help as many women out there as we can. So that is at equi.life. And of course, you're welcome to read more on this, as well as the scientific research and studies behind that, because all of our products have the science behind the ingredients. All right, 2 research studies for the week. This one actually just came up, so I bumped one of my other research studies to share with you, something called yellow fat disease. Now, a lot of people are saying that they're always trying to talk about, omega-3s aren't good for you, and it's almost I don't know, it's so insane. I mean, it really is, because if there's one nutritional supplement out there with just a massive amount of data on it, on how good it is for your overall health and balancing healthy levels of inflammation and heart health and vascular health and brain health, etc., it's omega-3s. Now, the issue we run into is definitely poor production of omega-3s, because it can be poorly absorbed, it can be loaded with heavy metals, and it can be highly oxidized. Well, again, that's why you want to go with a functional medicine brand. And if you don't want to go with a company like Equilife, I'm okay with that. I really am. This is not why I do the podcast and teach. But you want to go with then another good, healthy brand that gives you at least 2 grams of omega-3s for your serving. So again, that's not but you want to go again with a functional medicine brand. If you buy your omega-3s at like CVS or Costco, you're probably not getting a great brand, because the goal is low cost, which means they have to produce it for the lowest cost. And if a company's main goal is low cost, you're going to get low quality. It's just the way that it is. I mean, we use wild Alaskan pollock. I thought I said that wrong, but I didn't. And so we are getting the highest quality ingredients and sustainable fish, and we're testing it for mercury and heavy metals, and we're using the triglyceride form, and it's cold processed. So you're getting all of these things. But again, I digress beyond that. But even if you're getting a great fish oil, some people say, well, it still causes yellow fat disease and all these other issues. Now, the problem is this. So you have to be very careful about the experts. And if you're watching this on video, you see the air quotes, and the gurus. And again, the air quotes come up, because oftentimes they have such, and again, I mean no disrespect, but it's surface level knowledge, because you read a study or something's printed in the Wall Street Journal by a journalist who is not a health expert, and all of a sudden it becomes, Bible, for lack of a better word. When if you then go deeper, you realize, well, what is yellow fat disease? Okay, yellow fat disease is something that, yes, does happen from a diet too high in polyunsaturated fats, right? Okay, so you say, well, then of course, fish in general, polyunsaturated fat must be bad for us. Well, then we look at all the cultures around the world who live predominantly off fish and veggies and a few other foods, and lo and behold, they have almost no cardiovascular disease, like the island-based people, and then we move more towards the Mediterranean people. So we say, well, something doesn't add up, and here's why. When you look at the actual studies, what do you find? Well, they're done on rats. Okay, well, I don't have a problem with rat-based studies, because they can share a lot of the same DNA, we can manipulate it, we can do it over and over, but okay, so let's look at it. Well, okay, they fed these rats polyunsaturated fats or unsaturated fatty acids. They also put them on a low vitamin E diet with no other antioxidants. Okay, so let's think about that. Why would that be an issue? Well, if you're taking in polyunsaturated fats with no antioxidants, vitamin E being a major antioxidant, even though it's a vitamin, you'd say, then the body has none of its natural resources in order to cut down on what's called reactive oxygen species or free radical damage, creating then all sorts of other health issues. But that is not how humans eat food, except one exception, which is why, again, I only bring you the unbiased view. And I have a podcast on the carnivore diet, and I have a podcast against the mounting evidence against meat. It doesn't mean you can't eat meat, okay? It does not mean that. But what it shows is, again, this study is not related to humans eating a normal diet with at least, 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables. But even if you got a couple servings of fruits and vegetables, or took vitamin C, or took an antioxidant, or a multivitamin, or the daily nutritional support, you're getting vitamin E. You're getting antioxidants. So that's going to counterbalance reactive oxygen species. Like that's how it works, because we don't eat in isolation, except for one group of people, which was the carnivores. So they see yellow fat disease in animals, or potentially even humans, that eat predominantly only meat or fish only diets, typically fish only diets, often seen in cats or minks. So again, I want to just be careful when you hear a lot of people spouting off to, at the end of the day, just trying to make themselves be a contrarian or sound like they have some inside scoop that other people don't. So let's just be careful with that. A little bit of a rant there, but I had to share that with you. Okay, so the last research study of the day, and I know that my time is getting close here because I'm trying to keep my podcast concise for you. The next one is this. Oh, this will be a nice quick one. Okay, this is really important though, because I want to show you the science behind this. A lot of people talking about collagen. That's why I did the collagen podcast this week. You can honestly take whatever type of collagen you like, but they did find that 2.5 grams a week, 2017 study, not too old, right? 3 years ago, 4 years ago old, taken daily for 6 months. So that's why this is not overnight. The reason I want to bring this study is you can't look for overnight results, all right? Not overnight results. Your nails, your hair, takes some time for them to grow out, all right? But this study found, and you can find the same ones for hair and your skin, this one specifically on your nails. So you're taking your collagen for 6 months, 2.5 grams a day. It's not a lot of collagen. And it enhanced nail growth. It decreased breakage and led to overall nail health for participants. And I believe it was 88%. Yes, 88%, 8.8 out of 10 people experienced an improvement 4 weeks in post-treatment, like meaning it still extended even after that. The majority of the participants, 80%, agreed that the use of collagen improved their nails' appearance and were completely satisfied with the performance of the treatment. I can go on and on, but I'm going to link up the study for you. So just wanted to share that with you, that collagen is useful. But again, I would really listen to Wednesday's show, or was that Tuesday's show? Tuesday. And the reason is that it's not a complete protein. Collagen is not your protein powder. Right? So you would use something like the advanced collagen support and add a scoop to your protein powder, or what we do is your daily nutritional support. So how I take my collagen, and it's great because it actually thickens the smoothie, is you have your daily nutritional support powder, 2 scoops. That's all your vitamins, all your minerals, all your good stuff every day. And then your antioxidants, and then you actually add 1 scoop of the collagen to it. You could add it to your coffee if you wanted to, or oatmeal, whatever you'd like. But remember, collagen, again, I'm just being unbiased, it's not a complete protein. It's great to use. What you can do is you can use it as an add-on to your typical protein. And again, if you're eating whole food protein, great, good too. And then you can have your collagen on the side. All right, there you have it. That was our Friday review. Hopefully it was helpful. I would love to hear from you. Feel free to comment below. Again, I would love to hear your thoughts. Any topics that you want to hear about in the future, feel free to post those below as well. I check them all out. And of course, if this show is helpful, please do feel free to share this with anyone you believe it could serve. And I'll be back tomorrow with our first host calls of the weekend. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. You know it means the world to me. I truly appreciate your support. And that is why I want to make sure that you are joining me and thousands of other people like you June 21st. We're kicking off our functional medicine summer detox and style together. We'll be with you every step of the way to support you, and I will be doing this myself. This is truly one of the highlights of our year, being able to go through our quarterly functional medicine detoxes as a community. Always so many people participate, And there'll be thousands of other people just like you looking to take their health to the next level, maybe lose some of that stubborn body fat, and also live longer, stronger. So to have you join our great functional medicine detox, we would love to give you our best offer to date, which is buying 3 functional medicine detox or a 21-day detox, same thing, and getting 1 free. This is literally a $100 value. Now, it would be amazing for you to get 2 or 3 of your friends together, family members, and have you all join together. And if you do that and you split the cost, it's just $65 per person. I mean, that is for all of your food for 2 days, which are your 4 shakes each day, all of your breakfast the rest of the time, and a mid-afternoon snack. It would literally cost more to actually eat foods on those days. So this is all that to say is there is no reason why you wouldn't want to join this amazing global functional medicine detox. The results speak for themselves. It's literally guaranteed to work for you, and I would love to have you with the community. If you've never heard about a functional medicine detox and all of the different benefits, you can tune in to that detox at equi.life, that's equi.life/detox. All the details will be there. And again, it's a $100 savings right now. So whether you save this detox, the free one for yourself for the future, or you want to give it to a family member to have them join in with you because you've already experienced the results, that choice is yours. While supplies last, jump on in at equi.life. Take care, everyone. Always let us know if you have any questions.